When doing your album or book recreation, you're going to want to use Pixlr Editor, and just a few ideas or tips or tricks to help you would be to start by creating a new image. And if you think about album covers, they're typically square. So if you were going to choose an album cover, I would choose the square HD format. And if you were going to do a book cover, you can do the full HD, but you're going to want to swap these so that your height is taller than your width. That way it's a vertical book cover. So I'll just do square HD to show you what a square would look like for an album. And the first thing that you might want to do is play around with what do you want your background color to be. So if I chose a new layer, this is going to help me be able to move things around. And maybe I'm going to choose my picker color, and maybe I want my background of my album to be this magenta shade. I'm going to go ahead and click the fill button, and that will fill my square with a color. This might help me just have a base to work with. Remember, we've talked about PNGs, transparent files, how to get rid of your background, how to use the lasso tool or the magic wand tool. If I wanted to add another layer, say of a person, I'm going to go to Layer, Add Image as Layer. I will just use that PNG that I have created before. Oh, let's see. I know I've got one somewhere. There. Okay, don't forget I can move that around, place it where I want. Let's say I was going to recreate an album that looked like this. I'm just kind of using these as examples. I can add another layer, new layer, and this can be my text layer. If you choose the text tool, you can create a text box. You can type this. Let's say that this was an album called Popcorn. I'm just making this up. I can highlight it. I can play around with the size. I can make it smaller, change the color of the text. I can play around with gradient. I can play around with font type. So I can try all of these different ones, whatever I choose. Just make sure you're not choosing one with a crown. The ones with the crown are ones that you do have to pay money for. So I'll just pick this one. So now I've got a background layer with a color. I've added a PNG. I've added some text, and this is just a few tips and tricks on using those tools to help you in your album or book cover recreation.